Temu, the app or website you go to for buying really unknown branded products for very cheap prices. A $60 item can cost $20 or less, and a $15 item can cost $8 or less. It's the ultimate ditto for Wish, with the only difference of Temu being a little over a year old now at the time of this video, and with the ability to steal people's credit and debit card information and possibly install malware, according to a bunch of reports apparently, and with Temu's previous app also doing the same thing. Anyways, because of this, I don't condone to installing the app. While it might be tempting because I myself made an account back then, but today is the first episode where I review a Temu product. As some people might know, you can get very, very bad products off the site, but is it everything really that bad? Well, I guess it depends on what kind of product you have, but today I have one unopened one from Temu, and that is the 3-axis handheld gimbal for your smartphone. And for those of you guys who don't know what a gimbal is, it is basically similar to a fly cam or a stabilizer, in which you put your phone on it and you hold it around and it makes your phone steady to give you really smooth footage. A lot of people use these for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or whatever. And the original price for this was about around $100. But Temu's price for it was actually $50. Usually you get products a lot more cheaper than that, but this one was like half off, and we're about to see if it's really good or not. At the end of the video, I'm going to rank it between 1 and 10. 10 being it is actually a really good product from Temu, and 1 being why it should not exist. But without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so here's the product right over here, the 3-axis handheld gimbal. Alright, so unfortunately this package seems to be already kind of open from the wrapping, as well as a little bit dented, but it probably is not going to be bad at all. Alright, so the box, still a little damaged, but it seems to not be that hard to open actually. You can just pull out just like this. Good, I didn't even need to cut anything actually. There's nothing else in the box. It just comes with this manual, I'm assuming the whole set, and then some sort of adapter piece right over here. So let's take a look at the manual afterwards, and here is our gimbal. So I do believe that this has to be charged, seeing that there is in fact a bunch of mini USB cables. So as we can see, we have the 2 USB ports right over here, and it actually seems to be very weak over here, so I guess is one thing to be careful on, the part that covers it. And then we also have the cable, of course, as well as, I believe, I don't even know what this is honestly. I guess to attach it, make sure you don't drop it, I'm not too sure. And then the adapter piece, which I believe actually just goes right over here. Oh, I get it. So in other words, this is like a stand for it, and I believe if you open it, it's like a tripod, or it turns into a tripod, just like this. Okay, so I don't have the camera in a good position for you guys to see. That's actually a really handy addition. And of course we can close it back, and you can choose to leave it on, or we can untighten it again and then take it right off. What I'm going to do is just charge this up for a little bit, and then I'll get back right to you guys to see how this works. So in order to install the phone onto the gimbal, first what you want to do is there's an adjustment knob right over here, and obviously lefty loosey righty tighty. And what this does, it allows you to adjust this L part left and right, so when you push it or when you pull it. And what this does is it's basically a balance. So when you put your phone on top of the gimbal, if it's too much this way, it will tilt this way, and you need to loosen the knob and pull it out more so that it goes right, but not too much so that it leans right. So you want to find that balancing point. So this is what it looks like when the phone is on the gimbal, but when you hold the power button until the lights turn on, then it should adjust itself automatically. And if you see the light right over here, it should flash green. If it flashes blue, that means you need to do the actual calibration for the balance in order to get it to work. And if it flashes red, that means that there's something wrong with it. But all the instructions will be in the manual for the video, or sorry, in the product. So this is basically what it looks like, and you can tilt it this way, and it basically goes wherever. It's a really nice stabilizer actually. Not bad for $50, I would say. And then you have this knob right over here. So if I adjust the knob, it will basically allow the camera to rotate different directions, as you see on the screen right there. So it's actually pretty handy, and obviously you can also make it go left and right too. which is kind of cool. Look, I think you can even see my other monitor. There are also Bluetooth features, which you can, of course, record and do whatever from the phone or from the gimbal controller itself, but I don't have that connected because I'm not really much of a Bluetooth person when it comes to your actual recording equipment. But when connecting it to your Bluetooth, you can let it go to different modes, and if you double press, oh, what the heck is happening? But when you triple press the mode button, it will basically turn the camera back to its stabilized position, recentering it, which is kind of cool. So if I kind of mess it up a little bit and I want it to get back without having to manually adjust it, it will basically do that for me. So it's kind of tilting a little bit down, or let's say I tilt it up a little bit more, you can triple press the mode button right over here and it will readjust perfectly. Although not supposed to be like that, but there you go, it'll readjust perfectly. And of course you can also record this with vertical mode, but I would assume most people are going to record with horizontal. And while this is my first product review ever, I'm not really the best at this. What I can do now is kind of hit record and show you around what the footage looks like. So as you can see, this is kind of what it is like. I'm moving the camera a little bit. I will tilt it left and I will tilt it right. You can see my Audacity right over there, and I'm going to recenter it real quick. I will tilt it a little bit down and then I will move the camera just a little bit. You can see that it's overall a smooth transition, and I can try and bob a little bit too. But yeah, overall, it is not a bad gimbal for $50. The most I would do is probably if you're getting one of those rolling shots or footages from your friend's car in the passenger seat, sticking the gimbal out the window, or if you're doing a nice walk and bobble sort of shot, I would probably use it for that. But if you're gonna use it for hardcore running and have a really bumpy course while you're recording, I think the capabilities of this gimbal are very limited. The control is also not the best compared to other gimbals, but at the end of the day, it is only a $50 gimbal, whereas most of these are actually going to be a lot more above 100. So overall for the gimbal, I would say for the price, it is actually probably a 7 out of 10, but overall I give this gimbal an 8 out of 10. It's not bad actually. It is only just limited on some features. I've used other glide cams and also other gimbals, and it is a little bit wonky compared to them, but overall not a bad pick. But yeah, I apologize that this isn't the most professional review of this gimbal in the world. It is my first product review, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below for this gimbal. Would you guys buy it, or would you guys invest your money on a more higher quality one? Personally, I would invest my money on a higher quality one. It's not too much more expensive to get a much better one than this $50 one, but overall, if you're only willing to spend $50, it's not a bad thing. I've had other glide cams that have been much worse than this gimbal, I would say. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do have an Instagram in the description below. At the moment, that's only my social media at the time of this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.